Ever wish you could just like beam your ideas straight into people's brains and have them instantly on board?
Well, maybe not beam them, but
Uh-huh. Right.
close, though.
Okay, so maybe not telepathy, but
But there is a way to make your ideas, especially research ideas, super compelling.
all right, I'm listening. I'm all about making my ideas irresistible.
It's all about that proposal, the research proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need one for grants, funding,
Yeah,
sometimes even just to get your boss excited about a project.
exactly. And honestly, nailing that methodology section, well, that's where the magic happens.
It's that important.
Oh, yeah, big time. It's like the blueprint for your whole project. It's where you show you're not all talk and big ideas, but you actually know how to make it happen.
So how do we make that methodology section sing? Like, where do we even start?
First things first, you've got to figure out the right research approach. Think of it like picking the right tool for the job.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't use a hammer to, I don't know, bake a cake or something.
Exactly. You need the right tool for the right job. So if you're diving deep, trying to really understand people's experiences, opinions, all those complex things.
The why behind things.
Yeah. Then qualitative research. That's your best friend. Think interviews, focus groups, getting all those rich, detailed insights.
Gotcha. Qualitative for those deep dives. But what about when you need, like, hard numbers?
That's when you go quantitative. Surveys, experiments, statistics, those are your tools for measuring, testing, really proving your point.
Ah, so qualitative is all about the why, and quantitative is about proving it with the what.
You got it. But sometimes you need both.
Both, like numbers and deep insights.
Yep. And that's where mixed methods come in. You get the best of both worlds, the whole picture.
Interesting. So picking the right approach is like step one, but what's next? How do we build this amazing methodology section?
We've got to figure out who you're studying. It's all about that sampling technique.
Right, you can't just talk to anyone, right?
Yeah.
You need the right people for your research.
Absolutely. You got to be strategic. Do you need a broad sample to make general conclusions? Or a specific group for super focused insights? Each technique has its strengths, so you need to explain why you're choosing that specific group and how it fits with your goals.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we've got our approach. We know who we're talking to. Now we got to...
Gather the info. This is where you explain how you'll actually collect all that data.
Right, but we got to be specific, right?
Absolutely. Don't just say interviews. Describe the types of questions, where you'll do them, what tools you'll use. Will you observe people in their natural environment? Send out online surveys? Really bring that data collection process to light. And then, of course, once you've got all that awesome data, you gotta, actually make sense of it.
Yeah. What do we do with all that information?
Data analysis, my friend. That's the key.
Okay, so we're not just collecting data for fun. We have to explain how we're going to turn it into, like, actual insights, right?
You got it. Are you going to be coding interview transcripts? Finding those common themes and patterns? Or maybe crunching numbers from your surveys, doing some statistical analysis?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. Sounds kind of intimidating.
It can be, but there's a ton of great software and frameworks out there to help. And mentioning those in your proposal, well, it shows you've really done your homework.
Makes sense. Shows you're prepared. But you know what I'm wondering? What if you've got this amazing plan, but then you realize it's just not going to work in reality?
You're bringing up feasibility. That's a crucial part of this whole thing. Even the best plan's got to be, well, doable.
Right. Like, you can have all the best ingredients, but if your oven's broken, you're not baking a cake.
Perfect analogy. You got to convince those reviewers that you can actually pull it off. That means being upfront about the time it'll take, the resources you'll need, and of course, the budget.
So, no hiding those practical details, huh?
Nope. Transparency is key. Can you really do this within the time frame? Do you have the right participants lined up, the equipment, the expertise, and does it all fit within the budget you've got?
I guess skipping over those details would kind of make those reviewers raise an eyebrow, wouldn't it? Like, something's fishy here.
Exactly. It's about building trust. And if there are potential challenges, things that might be tricky.
Like what?
Well, maybe your research involves a population that's really hard to reach, or you need some super specialized software to analyze everything. You got to address those things head on.
So it's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about having solutions for the tough stuff. Right?
You got it. Show them you've thought about the what ifs and you've got a plan.
Okay, so feasibility, transparency, problem solving. It's like saying, hey, I know this might be tough. BET, here's how I'm going to make it work.
Now you're getting it. By being upfront about those things, you're showing them you're not just a dreamer, but a doer. someone who can take that awesome idea and make it a reality.
You know, when you put it that way, the methodology section feels less like a chore and more like an opportunity.
That's the spirit. It's your chance to really shine, to show off your expertise, your planning skills, your commitment to making this research top-notch.
It's like, hey, I'm not just passionate about this. I've got the plan to make it happen.
Exactly. And when you do that well, you're not just writing a proposal, you're telling a story. A compelling story that takes them on a journey from your research question to those amazing results you're hoping for.
A research story, I like that.
It's about painting a picture, showing how you'll gather the data, make sense of it, and answer that big question you're tackling. And when you do that effectively, you're not just convincing them that it's doable, you're getting them excited about the potential, the impact your research could have.
Because a strong methodology, it's not just, I know what I'm doing. It's, I'm invested in this and I'm going to make it count.
You nailed it. And that's what makes a proposal stand out. It's not just ticking boxes, it's conveying your passion, your preparedness. It's showing them you're ready to turn that vision into reality.
Okay, so next time I'm staring down that methodology section,
Remember, it's your time to shine.
time to showcase all the hard work and planning and really show that I'm committed to making research that matters.
Because when you nail that methodology, you're not just writing a proposal, you're crafting a narrative that will captivate those reviewers and set your research on the path to success.
It's like saying, hey, this is important and I'm the one to make it happen.
Yeah, it's like I'm handing them this awesome treasure map and saying, look, I know where the gold is buried, trust me.
Exactly. And they're going to be way more likely to, jump on board and fund that expedition if they believe you know what you're doing.
Right. It's like, I'm not just going to wander around aimlessly. I've got a plan, and I'm going to find that treasure.
Exactly. That's the power of a well-crafted methodology.
Mhm.
It turns your proposal from just an idea into, like, a solid action plan. And that's what gets people excited to invest in your research. They see not just the potential, but the path to get there.
You got it. It's about building confidence, showing them you can deliver.
It's like showing up with a detailed presentation instead of like scribbling something on a napkin 5 minutes before the meeting.
That's a great way to put it. It shows you're serious, you're prepared, you're ready to make things happen.
Yeah, it's all about professionalism. It's like, I respect your time and your money, and I'm going to use them wisely.
Exactly. And in the end, a really good methodology section, it does more than just convince people your research is doable. It makes them believe in its value, its importance.
It helps them see the impact it could have, the difference it could make.
And that's what makes a good proposal great. So next time you're sitting down to write, staring at that blank page,
Yeah, it could be kind of intimidating, right?
remember that methodology section, that's your chance to shine.
It's where we showcase all the hard work, the planning, and really, prove that we're committed to making research that matters.
Absolutely. And when you nail it, when you really get that methodology right, you're doing so much more than just writing a proposal. You're creating a story, a compelling narrative that draws people in and sets your research up for success.
So it's like we're saying, this is important, and I'm the one to make it happen.
That's it. Now go out there, create some amazing research, and make a difference in the world.
And remember, it all starts with a clear plan, a well-crafted methodology that inspires confidence and paves the way for some truly impactful discoveries. Thanks for joining us, and happy researching.